What's going on, everyone? Forex Fargo checking in, back with another banger. As you can already tell, we are back doing our Forex Fargo weekly webinars. This week, we're going to be going over our weekly forecast for January 31st all the way through February 5th. What we have coming up is going to be pretty much, I don't know if it's going to be a good or a slow week, but what'll happen is we'll take what the market gives us and we'll see what opportunities that shall be provided, right? So without further ado, like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into it. What's going on, everyone? Forex Fargo checking in. Welcome back. This is going to be our weekly webinar. Obviously, you can see it right here. But the pairs we're going to analyze are going to be the dollar index, gold, EU, AU, GU, GJ, and UCAD, right? So once again, I'm just going to give you, my overall forecast and kind of what I'm looking at. Before we go into anything, of course, we got to start with the macro, right? So, we can just see right here that the overall sentiment for the dollar index is looking like it's on a bullish retracement, right? You can see right here, we've had some failure breaking this weekly resistance, daily resistance level that I have marked. So maybe we're looking to see if we can have another push up here, right? On the daily time frame, right? On a daily time frame, it's looking as, once again, if price gets up here, as you can see, I have the daily resistance level marked. So what the dollar index kind of depends on, as you can see, a lot of these pairs are, against the dollar. So depending on how the dollar index performs this week, obviously is going to have an effect on the pairs that we're looking at, right? So this is why I'm not looking to kind of enter pairs until, I get a good idea of what is going to happen. But right, what I am looking at, right, don't want to draw a trend line, but you can obviously see down here, it's looking like there's a shift in some type of trend. You got your lower low right here. Higher high, higher low, right? So we're looking to see if we can, somewhat create a higher high if we are able to break above this daily resistance level right here. All right. Then looking at this from a 4-hour time frame, once again, you can see that once I've had this blue ellipse mark from a couple weeks ago, prices just seem to break past that, right? So let's go ahead and move on to gold, right? So looking at gold, we can see that if you guys were able to take this trade, this is the video that I made like almost $1,000 on or whatever a few weeks ago, right? So, just looking at this, still looking at the overall sentiment is going to, in my opinion, is going to be bullish, right? I understand right here that, we're having some retracements, we're having some failure breaking above this 1900 level, but that's on a monthly time frame. Go ahead and look on a weekly time frame. We could just see last week, that's actually where we had that, kind of like big move. This week right here, actually 2 weeks ago, we had that big move. The week of January 25th, price was just kind of like flirting. So we got this kind of like this ugly ass doji. So what you do is kind of bust down to a smaller time frame. So on the smaller time frame, it's looking like you have this beautiful kind of cup formation, right? So what I would do, right? You see down here, you have your, your weekly lows kind of just respecting at this 1830, 1840-ish level. So if price could actually look back down here somewhere, I feel comfortable kind of entering. I'll move this over. I actually feel comfortable entering, something like this. And gold is volatile. Gold moves crazy. Don't go out there trying to blow your account, trying to get, big wins and everything. It's not really worth it in the long run, right? So once again, it's on a daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, you can kind of see. I don't know, or actually off the top of my head, know what these formations are actually called. It's kind of late for me. It is actually 5:21 in the morning, but I cannot sleep, and I'd rather get this done, right? So on a smaller time frame, you can see that once again, you're getting some type of rejections from this level. So let's just see if we can follow along with the trade and see if price can actually work down to this 1840 level. We can get this 1840 level entries, be comfortable catching anywhere between 100, 200, 100, 150 pips, 100, 200 pips, so on and so forth, right? So that's what I would be looking at. And once again, this does all depend on the dollar index and what it does, right? So, keep an eye out and, kind of monitor. Right now, we can see that on the dollar index, kind of flirting between these two levels right here. So just kind of wait to see how price breaks out right there. And, you should be good. All right, on the Euro USD, right? So looking at this once again on the macro, right? So we can see that because we're having the push on the dollar index, obviously we're gonna have the retracement, on the euro, right? So as we can see right here, prices, failed to break above this 121,750 level on the daily time frame. We're having some nice, push-ups or whatever. But if dollar index, what I would do is just I'd monitor and see, kind of get rid of this right here. I am looking to see if price pulls all the way back down there, but we'll move this for the long run. Yeah, like I was saying, want to see how price monitors. We want to monitor price, around this level. All right. If we do have something like that, then what we can kind of expect is actually a hard push all the way down here. And with that being said, there actually is quite some news going on, right? So you just take a look at this, Monday, this is Monday's lineup. You got some RBA rate statement, then you got NZD, unemployment, employment, what I mean? On Thursday, you got a whole bunch of GBP news. So, it's definitely going to be a volatile week. And then, of course, because it's the first week of the month, you got NFP on Friday, which some people like to trade. I actually like to prefer my trading be done by Wednesday. So, that's why I'm actually just doing the analysis now. Right. So I'd be looking for something like this on the short side. On the short side. And then once again, if price obviously breaks above this level that I have, marked as this daily resistance, price could push all the way back up. But, if price breaks above this on the daily level, 4-hour level, then yes, then we know that, we can at least catch it. I wouldn't be entertaining that 30, 40 pips or up like that. But if price was to break and then, and kind of retest, and then push back up, that's something I'd be interested in, right? So once again, the gold trade, it's not really heavily reluctant on the dollar index, right? Euro USD, this is definitely going to do whatever the opposite of the dollar index. So if we have some dollar strength, then, we should expect this to fall down, right? Yeah, not going to be good. We should expect that to fall down, right? Now let's go ahead and switch to AU, right? So looking at AU, right? Looking at AU on the monthly, sentiment, we can see that, we've just had some failure breaking above 78 cents on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we can see we've had this nice, beautiful, what I don't necessarily know what to call it, but I have my levels marked. So I had this marked as, a daily support level, and then this was a weekly support level, right? So what I would probably be looking for is to see if I can get a retracement on this, retracement on one of these levels. Where's price at right now? 76.44. Price actually might push up another 50 pips, right? So we'll do something like this and see if we can catch, 100 pips might be optimistic, but maybe not. So price might exhaust somewhere around there. Now go ahead, since we marked this up on the, on the weekly time frame, go ahead and drop down to a daily time frame, right? 4-hour time frame. So once again, the overall, on my perspective, I'm not necessarily worried about the fact that the month is a retracement. I'm expecting some type of retracements. What we do in between is we take what the market gives us, right? So if we can, see if we can get this push back up, or if price, so I have two levels marked, right? So see what happens around here, but it's more than likely price will push somewhere, above this level and try to get some liquidity that was actually, kind of holding and waiting to be fulfilled over here. And then we can get some, retracements back to the downside, right? Same thing with, excuse me, moving on to GU, right? So GU, what I see on this, Took a couple trades. You can see it's already green, but you know, overall sentiment on this is going to be bullish. However, if we drop down to the, you know, weekly time frame, you know, I understand that this is a you know, still a green weekly candle. However, this is kind of more of a spinning top, right? It's a doji. Drop down to a daily time frame, you know, you get to see that there's been a lot of exhaustion around this level, right? So maybe price will move this over a little bit. You know, I like keeping my old trades. So maybe, you know, price will push somewhere up here, and we'll be able to catch a sell position. Just a better entry. Once again, all of this just banking on the fact that, you know, we should be able to see some weakness. I mean, some strength with the US dollar. Hopefully, you know, if we don't, obviously, if we do not see strength, you know, on the US dollar, right? You know, then by all means, you know, you look to the left right here. So you're just looking at the monthly candles, so what's being fulfilled. The next target level on, you know, the swing idealistic would be, you know, 139, but somewhere over here, 140-ish, right? So, you know, price has just been super bullish. So we just got to see what happens. Over here, I have these levels marked on GJ, right? So let's go over GJ. Overall sentiment, we can see that that's going to be bullish. Don't pay attention to these, you know, sell signals right here. You can if you want to, but that's nowhere where price is at right now. On the daily time frame, right? What I'm looking to just see if price can actually get another push to the upside, right? If we get another push to the upside over here, I'll be looking to see it. This would be, you know, a double top formation, or actually, you know, maybe like a triple top formation. If we get another push up here and then to the downside, if price happens to, you know, excuse me, if price happens to push all the way up to, I mean, not push up, but if that price happens to break above this, you know, resistance level that we have market here, then we're probably going to like 146, 500, 147-ish, right? So, you know, if you guys did actually watch my webinar that I hosted a couple weeks ago, I mean, actually sometime last week it was live, I did speak about the fact that I was looking for a sell. I took a sell for like, you know, 30, 40 pips or whatever like that. But, you know, other than that, my trading was actually light. I had a lot going on. So this is why I'm trying to get back, bounce back, and see what happens, right? So moving on to the last one, we went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then we'll be looking at Usdcad, right? So Usdcad from the monthly time frame, you know, we've got this beautiful, you know, it's just prices collecting momentum, right? On all of these weeklies, we can see that we've had dojis, right? So price is kind of flirting between these. More importantly, price is flirting between 127, 300, right? And then it has failed to break above 128, right? So what I'm seeing happen in this week, once again, if we are going to see some dollar strength, price is probably going to push. Actually, last week, price made its way up to 128, 700, right? So because we had this wick all the way up here, you know, what that's probably an indication of is once price breaks above this level, right? So I'll probably be looking for a buy, right? Right. And this might be a long term, but if price is able to do that, actually, no, I'll probably stop it off like right there. Right now, I know, you know, everyone's short and short and short and right, but once again, this is just if we're gonna get some type of actually pull that down a little bit. Now that I look at this on a small time frame, right? So we look at something like that. 4-hour time frame, yeah, that actually looks a lot better for us. You know, price could actually, you know, come back down here. You could draw a trend line if you want to. Not gonna do that. Prefer not to use those. But yeah, so pretty much, guys, this is what Forex Fargo is looking at for the week. Once again, you know, I'll just go over the highlights that. Excuse me. I will go over the highlights real quick just to wrap it up. All right, so the dollar index, all right, a lot of these trades are based off of, you know, one or two things, right? So how the dollar index is going to react to this week, once again, we do know that there is a lot of fundamentals going on. So, price is going to be super volatile, especially the fact that, besides this, besides that side note, all of these hedge fund, managers, I guess, are trying to get some money back. So, the market's always going to be against us, and we just have to work smarter, not harder. So that's why we plan accordingly, right? So once again, I could be wrong, I could be right. However, I'd rather take my losses with, standing up with as a man and just documenting my wins and my losses, right? So anyways, the dollar index, I'm looking to see once again if we can break this daily resistance level. If we're able to maintain this daily resistance level, then everything that I just went over in terms of this, the sells on EU, AU, GU, and then the UCAD buys will probably be invalid, right? And then we'll be looking to see if we can catch the counter trend, not the counter trend, we'll be looking to see if we can catch the continuation trend trades to the upside, right? Secondly, if, price is to be respected and, goes the way that we're looking at it, and price is going to break above this daily resistance level, then a lot of these trades is going to go in our favor. And then, the sells we were looking at on EU, AU, GU, and the buys on UCAD will actually align perfectly, and we should be looking to have a good week, right? Gold and GJ can do whatever. If GJ falls down, then we should probably be looking for buys on gold. However, I don't like to kind of just always look at the two like that side by side. I prefer to just stick to actually the facts that I know, and I know that the dollar index is made up of about 60% of the Euro USD, right? So, cheers to a fucking blessed week. Hope everyone is having a beautiful 2021. It is about, I think, like 5 degrees outside over here. So, catch some pips, make sure that you are paying yourself, withdraw your profits, whether you're doing that physically or you're moving your profits from your MT4 account to your internal wallet, right? So Forex Fargo checking out, and let's catch these pips.